Hey friends, it's April here. Welcome to the 4th episode in our 4-part series, Journey to the Redwoods. Sean and I have taken you from our home in Washington, through Oregon, into Nevada, Vegas, LA, San Francisco, all the way up to the Redwoods. But time's come for us to come home. So join us on the last part of our journey from the Redwoods to Washington. Enjoy, our friends. We're back on the road again. Woo-hoo! We made it through our stop. And we're on the 101 heading north toward Oregon. And yes, Sean is taking pictures. Probably shouldn't be doing it, but you know. Gotta get the smile on.
Hi.
Hi.
We're not in California.
No, we're in Oregon right now.
Oregon. We don't know where in Oregon. Do we know where?
No, I'm really not sure.
We just left the dunes or something.
Oh, we just passed
A lighthouse.
Devil's Head Lighthouse? We'll have to look.
I don't know.
So you'll probably get a correction on this one.
We saw a curvy road that went down to the beach.
Yes.
And then we went down to the beach.
Yep.
By the way, nobody pay attention to April's hair.
I know.
She's very conscious about it. The wind.
Yeah.
But we are still traveling along. We have decided to take our time.
Yep.
Because we have hours to go and we're probably going to get back home in the wee hours of the morning.
Yep.
So, but one of the things we talked about, we keep talking about, is getting the moment. Like I said earlier in the show, I love the power of the Pacific Ocean. And just all the variations that you see driving up the coast 101. We got to drive up, and so amazing. So we want to do a video and say, again, just to show the water, because it's free to go there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right? There's people playing with their dogs down from us right now. Not a little family came down while we're here.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get back on the road in like 2 minutes, but we thought we'd give you a chance to
check this out.
Check this out.
So I'm gonna show the folks around, okay?
Okay.
So the highway's behind us there. See the sand dunes on the way in. And then all the way back to where Sean is taking pictures. By the way, Sean,
Yes.
I see you did something in the sand here.
Oh,
Check it out. Let's see if I can get it all for you. That's very fitting right there. Hey, take a minute. Check things out. Don't hesitate to stop by a lookout or a side of the road. Take in a couple of minutes of whatever you see. Bye, LETME.
2 miles from home. We got off the Oregon coast and we are heading down the main freeways.
Yeah.
If you don't know, there's a freeway that goes from coast to coast and top to bottom.
Yes.
Across the U.S. Right now we're on the I-5.
Yeah.
Which goes from Canada to Mexico.
Yep, and we're heading up from the south side, heading into Portland very soon.
And then we crack through
The state line of Washington.
State line of Washington.
Yeah, and then we'll be on our way home in our own home state.
Yeah.
So it's been a long trip where we will definitely give some thought about what we took away from this pretty incredible, varied trip. So you guys will hear what we have to say, but for the time being, I'll leave the last word of this little clip to Sean, and then we will sign off for now.
Last words?
Yes.
We will see you in a more bushier face. Probably the same clothes. I'm not changing.
Sleep in this.
Right, just sleep in this. It's amazing. We've had an amazing time. Saw so much beauty. On these detours, and so many different LETME moments.
Yeah.
And so we're just here real quick to say, hey, we're still alive. I mean, obviously you see all this in so it doesn't matter for them, but we like it.
Yeah.
And it chronicles what we're doing.
Yeah.
So we have 200 miles to go.
Yeah.
We will see you guys probably shortly, and after some pictures and stuff, maybe.
Yay.
I don't know.
Love it.
Love it.
All right. Until then.
Peace. Stay nice.
Hi, everybody. April here.
Sean, it's me.
Come to the end of our journey.
Made it to the end. We're here. It's time for us to do the whole. What did we learn and things like that. So, April, you have never been. It was my idea. So why don't you?
Yeah, I'd never been to the Redwoods, and you've been talking about it for a long time. As long as we've been friends, you always said we were going to get out there. So I think that's one of the lessons learned. Is sometimes we say someday, and someday we can make it happen whenever. And so we just said, let's just do it. We got the time, we've got the resource, and we said, let's just head out and see our family, and then the tail end of our journey is going to be the Redwoods. And it did not fail to satisfy. It was more impressive than I could have ever imagined.
Oh. So what, as we have time to end this episode, and we've taken people through 4 episodes. I know it's just in case you guys don't know, it's cold and April's freezing to death. That's why her nose is red. But you got to go home, and you got to share with us, all of us. I mean, I got to watch the video. Obviously, I wasn't with her. The experience at home. Tell the folks what was all that out. I mean, I know when you were with Miss Cartwright's school, you got choked up a little bit. And you and I had some conversations in between there. Talk about what's that like. I mean, and what it felt like to get home and do this part of the journey, and what you got from that. There's a lot of words.
That is a lot.
I'm not going to make a good interviewer.
What's going through my head though right now is it really was very powerful to get back to where you begin, even though that wasn't my actual beginning. Those are definitely pivotal moments and very impactful people and places in developing who I am. And every day is like that, but there are some milestones along the way that really do help to shape you. And I was really glad to go back and be able to do that and just stop for a moment. And we talk about living every tiny moment exceptionally. Sometimes it's great to go back to the moments that did have an exceptional impact on us, and just reflect and show appreciation and just gather up what those things meant to us and how they remain with us even today.
That was a good answer.
Yeah, what about you?
Hopefully you heard all that. It's kind of windy too, so you may not heard any of that.
There's a bubbling brook behind us.
Yeah,
too.
all that.
We went for the whole shebang.
I mean, everything we could possibly do. It's sunny and there's no birds quacking yet. So
yeah. So what about you? What did this trip mean to you?
Well, I'm a big fan of doing things with people when you got a chance, with people that kind of matter and things like that. And like when I went to the Redwoods the first time, the very first time I didn't know you. The second time I went, we had friends, and I'm like, I always believed that as April and I have traveled and done these things, that you had to see it. I mean, I knew that she had to see it. I needed to go home. I had a feeling I needed to go home and see my parents, my mom and dad. And so, we were able to do that. And, through the ups and downs of road trip life, the ups and downs of, I've had a lot of time to think about that. This is our second outro. We did this before, and when we finally got it on the computer, it was too windy. Like you couldn't hear anything we were saying. So hopefully you can now. But I had a lot of thoughts, and your ups and downs of friendships and all that, and it was a very amazing moment to be able to share that, and and it reminds me, we don't always have a chance to share with people, and people that we want to share with. We kind of take it for granted. We kind of take it, that they're there and they're going to be there, and so, just being able to see. We did a video in part 3 where April was on a tree talking in one of the first stops at Redwoods, and she just wanders off, and I know that she's having a magical moment for herself. And as a friend, wherever the heck I am, as a friend, it's important, and it was like, this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted to give, and so. On top of that, I got to go home and see LA in a different way. And I thought about places, and we talked about this before. I said, when we go back down there's things I want to show you in LA, and it reminds me, for me, myself, that I don't get to share a lot with a lot of people. I just don't. We share with you guys, the 6 people that watch this show. But I go a place and I go, man, I want to share that with my friend. I want to share that with my, let me and show you this at Griffith Park when I got to go. I'd never been there. And the whole time I'm up there, I'm like, man, I got to get this one to come and see this and go on this hike. I even said, I'm like, hey, when we go back, I want to get down to LA, and she's traveled with, her sister and her family and by herself and all that. But, it's like, it was magical because you got to see somebody do it first. And so if I do anything and I've shared anything from this, it's share what you feel and what makes you happy, what makes you think with those people or with yourself. I mean, go see something new again, because this was a fun journey. We hope we didn't bore the heck out of you guys, but it was amazing. And, I'm grateful, because you also never know when you never do it, you don't get a chance to do it again. Yeah. Times change, health changes, people change, friendships change. Everything, it changes, and so you don't know if you get a chance to do it again. You don't know if that's the last ride, as they say in the movies. And so I've been talking a long time, and she's about to die of freezing to death. So I'm really grateful that we got to do it, and we got to do that, and we hope that you guys enjoyed it. Yeah. So that's my final closing thing. I'll leave it, since it was your experience and your thing. I'll let you end where we're at.
I have one request. And that is from the folks that are watching, all 6 of you that are watching the show.
6.
Is go out and do something and share it with someone or share it with us. We'd love to know what you guys are up to.
Yeah.
And we'll continue to share with you what we do as we live every tiny moment exceptionally. So we'll see you on our next journey.
Next time.
Wherever that will be.
That way.
That way.
That way. So, I'm Sean.
I'm April.
This is Let Me the Journey. Live every tiny moment exceptionally. Till next time, friends. Peace.